Hey everybody, we are live. Good morning, Darcy. You are here to join us. It is so nice to see you. I tell you what, I've been thinking about this work session all week. Let me switch glasses too so I can read what's on the screen. But Darcy is on with us. I'm not sure who else is on just yet. I see there's two people waiting and I've already got 3 thumbs up. So hey, I like that. So guys, I tell you what, I've been thinking about this, thinking about this, thinking about, what are we going to do? How is it going to work out? What am I going to do? That kind of thing. And I have to tell you, I am just really excited to sit down and spend this time with you for a minute. So the life I'm trying to live is, or love, I'm not sure which one it was. She's on with us. So thank you for joining us for this work session. And that's what this is going to be. If you're new to my channel and you're just jumping in and you're not real sure what's going on today, well, the Sister Circle is having a remote work retreat. So what we are doing is we are getting out our planners and we are getting out our journals and our notebooks, and we are going to be planning our YouTube content and thinking about YouTube strategies for the next 3 quarters, so to get us to the end of the year. And if you're not able to get to the next 3 quarters done in the time that we have allotted, then at least if you could get the next 2 quarters planned, that'll be great. So, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women to make wise home health and beauty decisions. So if you want to learn more about running a household, excuse me, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And then Kimberly Davis, Diva Designing on a Dime, has joined us. And she was the one that said, look, let's just get to it and get it done, which really made perfect sense because sometimes, I can tend to procrastinate. So I'm trying to do a better job of that. Inspired Living with Christy. Hey, Christy, our Texas sister. Good to see you this morning, too. And I know you've already got quite a bit of planning done. And then Shelly is on from Born to Book. So good morning, Shelly. So it's good to see you. We've got people jumping on, and I guess people are prepared to get to work. So now let me just share what it is that we're doing and what kind of led up to this. We have watched 3 videos that help us with YouTube strategies. And the last one we looked at talked about planning and then planning out your content for the year, or at least for the next couple of quarters if possible. So let me just ask the question right now. Oh, and then the other thing was maybe go to a different location, somewhere other than where you normally are, to do your planning so that you don't get distracted. Now for me, the hubby is gone today, so I'm sitting here at the table and I'm gonna do my planning here. Plus I've got my Go Red dinner tonight, so there's things I need to get going while I'm doing my planning. So I'm gonna stay here. Let me know about you other guys. Are the rest of you guys in your home and your kitchen table or in your office, or did you go to Starbucks or somewhere else like that? Let me know what you guys are doing. What are you doing? Are you at home or are you working somewhere else? Did you take yourself out of your everyday location so that you could really put some thought into it? So Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray is on. And the Life I'm Trying to Love says she's at home working at her desk. And that's great too. That works for me. I can get more done when I'm working at my desk or at my kitchen table, because I get a little distracted sometimes if I'm out at Starbucks because I want to see everybody that's coming in, that kind of thing. Kimberly, where are you? Are you at home, or did you go to the library or somewhere else? Did you step outside your normal planning zones? Yeah, Born to Book. So Shelly said she's working from home, and Ruth is working from home too. And good morning, Ruth. It's good to see you. Yeah, my hubby had to work today, so he stepped out. And then Christy is working from home. She won't be able to participate totally, but wanted to join in and offer support. She'll spend an hour or so planning. You know what, Christy? That's the thing. We set aside some time today to plan. If you can only plan for 1 hour, it's all good. So I'm coming on at 10, which we're on now. For those of us that can jump on at 10, and we're going to get the planning started, and we're not going to be on live the whole time. So now, Kimberly Davis says she's actually on the road, but she's getting determined. So Kim, maybe if the hubby's driving, maybe you can do a little bit of problem solving in the car. And Shelly said she's in the same boat as Christy, and that's okay. If you can only work an hour, then you're 1 hour ahead. So that's great. Yeah, so again, the hubby's driving, so maybe you can like do some brainstorming with him and get him to ask him a few questions, and you can jot a few things down in your notebook while you're in the car. Because I have done that. I've got lots of planning done while I've been in the car. And then I'll be coming back on again at noon to welcome in those ladies who are joining us from the West Coast, because they didn't want to have to get up at 6 or 7 a.m. Oh, now Kim says her husband's a talker, but he'll be quiet. Well, my husband is quiet. I have to like get him to talk. So he's quiet. He's a quiet from the talking perspective. In the house, he's noisy. So Simply Deborah just joined us too. So good morning, Deborah. We're all really just checking in, and we're gathering our planners, and we're gathering our notebooks. And then the life I'm trying to love. She said she's up at 7 to join. Oh my goodness. You know what though, actually, and the life I'm trying to love, tell us your name because I've forgotten. 7 a.m. works for me. I'm a morning person. I can get up at 5, 6, or 7 and I can work well because the telephone doesn't ring. The hubby's usually still asleep. He better not come downstairs early in the morning when I'm trying to work. And then for those of you with kitties, they're usually asleep too. So, and then Trisha is the life I'm trying to love is Trisha. So she got up at 7 a.m. and she's on the West Coast. Biddy Boo Brown is on. So, hey, Biddy. And it is good to see you. Oh, Biddy's name is Dana. I have to remember that. So again, just to remind everyone, what we're doing today is we are going to get about planning some of our YouTube content. So Darcy said she's going to plan for about an hour. And then there's always something around here. That's Luann. She's on. So she's joining us. So the ladies from the Sister Circle are checking in. Now, just keep in mind, we're not going to be on live for the whole 2 hours. We're just going to be on live for about 10 more minutes just so I can welcome everybody in. And then we're going to jump off and we're going to get to work because this is a remote session. Create with Cindy is just hopping in to say hello. She has some housework today, which we all do too, Cindy. So yeah, thank you for that reminder. But we're not going to be on live for 3 hours. No, we're just going to be on live for about 10 more minutes so people can get their notebook together and people can get their planners out. And then they're going to work remotely. This is a working session. This is not a chat session. This is our working session. So Cindy, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing a little better. Hopefully things will get better little by little, one day at a time. Not all of a sudden, but just one day at a time. Things will get a little bit better. So, okay, so how do you guys plan to, what are your thoughts about how you plan to go about planning? Cindy says she's doing okay. Thanks to everybody. So what I plan to do, what I want to do is, first of all, I'm going to get my calendar out, my planner out, and I want to look at like what are some of the major holidays coming up. Because I remember Diva said that she plans by the holidays. So now who's Kimmy? I'm not sure who Kimmy is. So who's Kimmy? Is that she's in her apron? Is she on with us today? Okay, so now Trisha says she's got a goal planner that she's trying to use. Oh, so Kimberly, oh, I didn't realize they called you Kimmy. There's I think it's somebody called, she's in her apron, and they call her Kimmy. So I thought, oh, okay. So yeah, so what I plan to do is I'm going to look at holidays and see what I need to plan around holidays. I'm going to look at what content do I already have planned. So now Christy says she's already got her calendar planned for a few months. So now she's going to look at specific videos. And that's one of the big things that I need to do as well. I've got a couple of archival things like when we did the soup and chili supper after Max and I did the soup collaboration. And I wanted to show how we executed that with family and friends. So I need to plan when I'm going to show that. I went to talk to a physical therapist about, how to have a healthy back. So I need to figure out when I'm going to put that in, because that video is going to take a bit of editing. And I've got a couple things like that. And I want to think about Thanksgiving and what I need to do and when, keeping in mind that whatever I'm going to do for Thanksgiving, I need to start working on it in October so that I can have it ready. So now the life I'm trying to live says she's a new channel and doesn't have any idea what she's doing. So Trisha, this is the thing you want to think about. First of all, what is your goal for your channel? What looks like success for you? Where do you want to be? So if you're new, maybe your goal is to have 100 subscribers by the end of the second quarter, or maybe 500 subscribers by the end of the year. That could be. So Christy's got to go. So thanks, Christy, for stepping in to join us. So we'll see you later. And then I'll be coming back on at noon and at 3. So now you look at your calendar and you think, okay, so if my goal is to have 500 subscribers by the end of the year, then you have to plan a strategy as to how you're going to get there. What is it that you're going to do? So maybe your goal, maybe one of your goals or objectives might be, okay, so Trisha says she wants to have 200 subscribers by the end of March. So then you think about, well, how can you get there? What kind of content is it that you create, and how much do you need your content to create to get there? One of the things you can do to help with subscribers is participate in collaborations. So maybe you might want to put on one of your goals would be to identify 3 collaborations or to participate in by the end of March. Because when you participate in a collaboration, one of the things that you are supposed to do is subscribe to everyone else who participates in the collaboration and look at their videos that were in the collab. And then they also will subscribe to you. So there's one thing. And then if you want 1,000 watch hours, then you have to figure out, well, how are you going to get that? Yes, so now Luann says she's planned a month so far and she wants to take it in small bits so that she doesn't get overwhelmed. And that's a good idea. Maybe, Trisha, you might want to plan 1 month at a time. So let's say for February, you might look at what are the collabs coming up for February and pick maybe 1 or 2 that you can participate in. That's a way to do that. Okay, so Deborah says being organized. So Trisha says hers is about stroke, recovery, weight loss, and lifestyle. So then if that's what your channel's about, then you need to think about how you can create videos for which of those topics or all of those topics in the next 8 weeks, because you've got till the end of March. So we're at the middle of February and you've got 4 weeks in March. So you've got 6 weeks that you're trying to get 200 subscribers. Ask yourself, how many videos can you realistically create per week? Can you do 1? Can you do 2? That's number 1 and number 2. And so what you need to figure out. So if you can only do 1 video a week, then you plan out which one of those is going to be, and then plot on your calendar when you plan to upload that video. Because once you decide, let's say you look at your calendar, and I'm going to look at mine real quick for February. So today is February 16th. So what I'm going to do for you, Trisha, is the ladies in our sister circle have been assigned to come up with a video that they need to upload by a certain date. And I don't remember what that date is. Oh, so Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray says she only needs 24. So if you've been doing 3 videos a week, then continue working at 3 videos a week, because the more you post, the more views you'll get. So then figure out which videos you're going to post over the next 3 weeks. So think about that. Now, I think it was Deborah just mentioned she'd had a stroke and now living with a pacemaker. So now ask yourself, which approach do you want to go with for your content? Oh, and let me just say while I'm thinking about it, there is 11 of you guys on. If you guys could all just give me a quick thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. That'll just help me out. But so think about how you're going to approach the content. Maybe living after a stroke or life after stroke, living with a pacemaker, something like that. But figure out what it is you're going to post and when. Then the other big thing is you might want to think about how you're going to strategize your tags and your keywords and your titles. Those are something you want to think about, because the more searchable your content is, the more views you can get. So think about it from that perspective as well. So what I'm going to do, just to kind of show you how I'm going to break it down, I'm going to look at each month and think about what content that I want to show each month. Now, Dana at Bitty Boo Brown says she survived 3 heart attacks and stroke. So you might consider something related to that, something related to healthy eating, whatever. But whatever it is you're going to share, just plan it out ahead of time. So consider it that way. So as I look at my calendar, I've got the collabs and things that are coming up, but I also have my own content that I need to get up. So then I have to decide, can I participate in a collab or not this week or this month? And then I have to look at July, because I want to do some things in July. So what am I going to do with that? Do I want to participate in beta or a video every day in April, which is a good way to get subs because you're videotaping every day. So I have to think about that. But that can be a little intense, videotaping every day. So what are some of you guys' other plans? Do you guys have a strategy for how you plan to go about your work today? What are your plans? How do you plan to approach today? I've shared with you how I plan to approach it. I'm going to look at holidays coming up. I'm going to look at things that I want to be sure to get in, and I'm going to look at archival videos that I wanted to get out but wasn't able to upload because so many other things were coming up. So I'm going to look at that and plot them on the calendar. So somebody tell me how you plan to approach your planning session today, because that's what today is. It's a planning session. So Dana's going to be spending the day shopping with the hubby. So you're not going to be planning today, Dana. Are you going to be planning later? Because when we get together on Monday for our YouTube growth strategy, we'll discuss whether or not we were able to make some progress. So hopefully you can be planning later. So who wants to share what they plan to do today? Okay, so Dana says she's going to be planning later. She can't join us today, but she's going to plan later, and then she'll share on Monday. So Trisha says she's going to share into her topics look into her topics for March. Okay. So look into your topics for March. Figure out what you're going to do each week and how many a week, that kind of thing. And maybe think about a collaboration you can jump in on. So Ruth says she's looking at holidays and figuring out how she can, and creating her schedule. And see, that's what I'm doing today too. Holidays and my schedule. So Dana's going to do her planning tomorrow. Purple smoothie. Anybody else want to share what they're planning to do? Okay, so now Kim says she's jotted down all of her ideas, and now she wants to be figuring out how to get them on her calendar. Okay, and so Trisha's going to do 1 month at a time and see how far she gets. And I think Shelly just had something there, but by the time I read one, it was gone. Oh, what's in my purple smoothie? Blueberries, kale, strawberries, yogurt, pear, lemon juice, banana. Sometimes I'll put protein powder in it if I have it, but I don't have any right now. But I also have Greek yogurt in it. So that's what's in it. All right, guys. So we've been on 20 minutes chatting. Okay, so now so Trisha says she wants to take some editing classes to put out better video. So now, Trisha, if you can't actually go out and take a class, one of the things you can probably do is take a look at some YouTube videos that are already up there. So Dana's going to be having a St. Patty's Day beverage challenge. Deborah's going to be posting 3 videos a week she's focused on Motivational Monday, and Marianne Jefferson, new to your channel, I'm not a good planner. Yes. Okay, so I think it was Marianne Jefferson said she's new to the channel and she's not a good planner. Well, you know, Marianne, some of us have that issue. We're not all great planners, but this is what we're doing today. So we're taking the time to sit ourselves down at the table, wherever we are, for at least an hour, 2 if we can. And what you want to do is get your planner or your calendar out, get out a notebook, and then what you want to think about is, what is your end goal? What does success look like to you? So let's say if you're new, and you're just starting your channel, you probably don't have 100 subscribers yet. So Deborah's making a cleaning video today. Okay, so let's say you want to get 100 subscribers. So then think about how you can do that. One of the things you can do is to join some of the collaborations that I post on Sundays. That will help you get more subscribers. And then the other thing is just look at your calendar and just, I think the suggestion that I think it was Luann gave, and just try to plan for March is a good one. Look ahead and see what's coming up for March. So we know there's St. Patrick's Day in March, and I'm not sure what other holidays are there. So depending upon what your content is, St. Patrick's Day may or may not be relevant for you. But think about how many videos you want to try to post in March. Do you want to try to post 1 a week or 2 a week? So think about it from that perspective, and then think what content you can post them about. What is your content about? Let's start there. And then we can give you a little bit of help. Tell us what your content is about so we can think about how we can help you. And if you ladies are ready to start your planning, you guys don't have to stay on the whole time. You guys can jump off. But this one lady, I just forgot her name, was going to, she said she's new to the channel and she's new to planning and she's not sure what to do. So, okay, Luann's planning a couple of series for her channels. Great. I got a couple of series too that I want to work on. So Dana says she's all over the place. She likes home decor and home stuff, home decorating. But Dana, you weren't the one. It was someone else that said they were new and they weren't sure how to start. And I was trying to give her some suggestions if she would pop back in and let us know what her channel's about. Because she said she's fairly new. Oh, Trisha at The Life I'm Trying to Live. She said she feels all over the place. So, but Trisha, didn't you say yours was about stroke and all that kind of thing? Because if that's your channel, then you can be very specific in regards to that. One of the things you can consider doing, is go to the American Heart Association's website for heart disease and stroke and look at what are they putting up each week. What are the key topics they're talking about? And then you can plan a topic in conjunction with them, or look at the National Institute of Health. They have a focus for each week for the month of February. And whereas you're not going to be trying to do those in February, you could look at that focus and plan that for March. Like, for example, I know that the National Institute of Health, for the first week of February, they wanted people to look at heart health at work. Suggestions for either heart health at work or sharing information with your co-workers. Hi, Tashi. And then the second week was heart health and family, how you can get your family engaged and involved in being more heart healthy. The third week was individual stuff, like how you can apply things to yourself. So look at it from that perspective and then just plot it on the calendar and then go from there. But just try 1 month or just try 2 months. If you've been uploading 3 times a week, you should be able to plan out at least 2 months ahead. And then our little sister Tashi is on. She just joined us. Tashi, this is a planning session, so we're just about ready to jump off and get out our notebooks and our pencils and papers and get to work. But what we're doing is we're looking at how we're going to plan our channels, our content strategy for the next couple of months. And if you're on top of things enough, you might even plan to the end of the year. So Marie's DIY has joined us also. So it's good to have all of you guys here. And let me just say once again, if you guys could just give me a little thumbs up while you guys are thinking about it, that would help. So Tashi, what are your goals for your channel for the next couple of months? Tell us that. And then someone who hasn't shared, let us know. Marianne Jefferson, I forgot what you said. I think you said, were you the one that said you were all over the place too and wasn't sure how to go about planning? Marianne, tell us what your channel's about again. So a couple of the ladies have already suggested little bites, like how do you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So try starting with 1 month or maybe 2 months, depending upon how far out you think you can plan. Another big thing though is going to be, oh hey Mary, my friend Mary is on. Thank you for joining us, Mary. I know you guys like to spend Saturdays, I think it is, going to visit your son for lunch or one of your moms or something. So I'm glad you jumped on with us. Oh, Marianne, you don't have a channel yet, but you're working on one. Okay. Well then, Marianne, if you don't have a channel yet, then what I suggest for you is to get on YouTube and look at Nick Nimmons. So Tashi wants to have consistency, growth, and create a schedule. I'm still struggling with procrastination. Well, then that's what we're doing today, Tashi. We are sitting down at the table and actually doing some planning. So now your task, Tashi, is for you to plan for the next 3 months for your channel. Just sit there and just do it. So hopefully the hubby's out, so you've got a little bit of quiet time. And think about, what are the holidays coming up? What foods might you want to prepare for that particular holiday? Because I know one of the things you like to do is cook. So think about that. And then the other thing to think about is like how many videos you want to do a week, and then actually plot out the days on the week you want to upload them, and then backtrack and reverse, because if you want to put a video up on the 16th, then you have to back up to when you're going to actually shoot the video. And someone wants to know, I think it was Deborah, does anyone have the names of any fonts that they like to use? One of the things that I want to share with you guys in regards to fonts is make sure that your fonts are not in cursive or anything like that. Oswald is a good one on Canva because it's nice and clear. But when you have fancy fonts like this, sometimes they're difficult to read. And I had been told that before, and even fonts like this, I had been told that before, and I usually tried to work with it for the most part. But one day I found this font that I just thought was pretty. And so the font Oswald, O-S-W-A-L-D, Oswald, you can find it on Canva, and it's also on PicMonkey. But Oswald, it's kind of a long, thin font, and I use it quite a bit. But you want to have something that's long and thin and nothing that has curly cues or feet on it, because they don't like read well on video. Mary is getting some love about her lemon chicken. So one day I ignored what I'd been told by one of the instructors in the studio lab at the college, and put this font on one of the makeup videos I was doing. And I had put the font up and I put the word up to tell them what I was working on. And one of the ladies wrote in and said, she left me a comment. She says, I couldn't read the names of any of those products you held up. And I had it in like a cursive font, and it was really cute, but she couldn't read it. Now I could read it, but she couldn't read it. So if she couldn't read it, there's other people that couldn't read it. So I didn't do a very good job of serving my community. So I make sure now that I use a slim font that doesn't have any feet on it, that kind of thing. If you take a look at the font that's popping up in the word boxes, in the dialog boxes, if you notice, for the most part, that font is nice and thin. The Oswald font is similar to that. because you want the font to be clear. So yes, planning relieves the stress. So Mary, that's what we're talking about today. So we're going to be jumping off in another couple of minutes because we've been on 30 minutes now, just kind of welcoming everybody in, kind of getting things started. So now hopefully everyone's got that, everyone's ready to go. Creative Glam is just joining us. Yeah, if you've been doing fancy fonts, then Trisha, you got to stop that because they're just not very legible. They're cute, but they're not legible. And the other thing too is when you're doing your font in your thumbnail, try to go anywhere from 64 to 72 on the size of the words if you can. Because you want to have you want the words to be legible. So as large as possible, not too big, as large as they need to be, but as large as possible. Mary says Helvetica is always a good one. Yes, Helvetica is another good one. You see it a lot on a lot of software programs. So Helvetica, Helvetica, Helvetica. It's a pretty standard font on almost everybody's software. All right, everybody ready to go? You ready to start planning? And that's right, Mary. Sunny Leonarducci says to limit the words on your thumbnail to 4. Ooh, sometimes I do more than that. So but I've been getting better. I've really been working on my thumbnails. Hopefully you guys will notice that. But okay, so we're gonna jump off now. I've got my pencil here. I've got my planner here, and I'm ready to get at it. I'm gonna get started. I will come back on at noon, and we're gonna welcome the ladies in from the West Coast that weren't on yet. And we'll see how people have been doing. So you can let us know your progress if you want to jump back on at noon. And then I'll come back on at 3 o'clock for a wrap up. Because the ladies that join us at noon are going to work from 12 to 3. So happy planning, ladies. I'll see you guys.